Hi, welcome. I'm Duncan from Enphase. I'm the trainer here, and I'm going to take you through this webinar which is going to help you maximize the value of your Enphase system. It will also help you understand the different components in the Enphase app. I'll be giving you a quick Enphase system overview so you can get a general understanding on how the Enphase system components work together. Now I'll have a walkthrough of the monitoring capabilities of the Enphase system and help you understand what the data means. I'll also be taking you through a live walkthrough of the Enphase app, and I'll be detailing different areas of the app and what information that you can see in each of the areas. In fact, you can use your app while I talk through the live monitoring view. And lastly, we'll be covering some energy management tips so you can get the most out of your Enphase Energy System. For a solar-only system, you can reduce your energy costs by owning your own green energy in the home. You can self-consume your solar power every single day, and you can access solar credits for solar power that is sold back to the grid. Microinverters help you maximize your solar system, and the Enphase app gives you complete overview and visibility into your system's performance. If you have an Enphase solar and storage system, you have the ability to make, use and save your own power. You have unlocked the energy independence, which gives you the ability to protect yourself from grid outages, rising energy prices, and ultimately take control of your own energy. By transitioning to electric living and slowly updating outdated gas appliances, you are future-proofing your home and you can be in total control of your energy management and usage. By having a full Enphase Energy System, you have brought solar, batteries and software together, all managed by a single app. You can see the information about your system, its performance and energy use all within the Enphase app. It's very easy to use, which you can see a little later during the live demo, and it's easy to understand in-depth energy consumption broken down and displayed into interactive graphs. Now let's have a look at your Enphase system, and here are the main components. It all starts with microinverters. These are located on your roof under your solar panels. Now these act as the brain of the system. They take the electricity from the solar panels and they convert it into AC electricity. This is the kind of electricity that your home runs on. Now there are a few advantages associated with choosing microinverters. They are safer than other solar technology and they convert electricity directly at the panel rather than on the side of your house. Microinverters are smarter as each panel works independently with a microinverter underneath it to provide in-depth monitoring via an app for maximum solar generation. The AC energy is then fed into your home switchboard into the Enphase communication device, the Enphase IQ Gateway. If you have a solar-only system, a grid-type battery or an alternative brand of battery, this will be housed either in your switchboard or in a similar size box nearby the switchboard. But if you already have a solar and battery system with backup capabilities from Enphase, this will be housed in the IQ system controller, shown just here. These communication devices speak to the cloud, they store your energy data and speak to your Enphase app via the internet. Now let's get into the Enphase app, the main features of the app before we get into the live walkthrough. This is your home page. It's a daily summary. The page shows, as the name suggests, a simple summary or overview of what your Enphase Energy System has produced and what your home has consumed. This data helps you understand how much energy you're making, using, saving and selling. You can see how much power your panels are producing, how much energy your home is making, how much is being bought and sold from the grid, and if you have a battery, it shows how much energy is being charged and discharged from the battery. And the live status screen can be found through the main daily summary page. This shows what is happening in your home in real time. You can also see what impact high energy appliances are having and look at your home's consumption at any point in time. The Array tab gives you the ability to look at solar production of each individual panel with the use of microinverter technology. This in-depth data helps you pinpoint underperforming panels due to shade and even fault find. In the Energy tab, you can look at the total energy production, consumption over different time periods. You could check a particular day, week or month, or even look at a whole year or lifetime of the system. This helps you track energy changes and usage in your home. You might even choose to set a custom time frame to match your electricity billing cycles. If you have an IQ Battery 5P, you can also use the app to see the battery usage smart profile that suits you. Savings mode assists you in prioritising battery power when electricity is at its most expensive. The most common smart profile for system owners with IQ Battery 5P is self-consumption mode. This prioritises using your stored power when solar is not available. This results in drawing from the grid as little as possible and using your battery storage. It also allows for backup for your IQ batteries if the grid fails. Full backup mode is the smart battery profile for those who experience blackouts in the area. Or perhaps you have an incredibly important appliance in your home that you need to operate during blackout. Now this smart profile holds the battery at full charge and will only be used for grid failure. Within the self-consumption and saving mode smart profiles, you can set specific percentage of the charge that will always be held for backup. Now for a live demo of the app. So while you are watching, feel free to open up your own phone app and follow along with me. I'll be sharing a live demo with you on the screen. So of course the name of the app is the Enphase App, and the idea of the app is it's going to give you full visibility into all of your system components and also give you some elements of control if you want to manage some settings and functions within the Enphase system itself. Now the page that I'm going to talk to now is what we call the status screen, and the status screen is the initial page that you'll come to when you log into the app. Now for some of you, if you're brand new to Enphase and you have yet to use the app, you will receive an email from Enphase once your system has been installed. So Enphase platform is an automatic platform that will email you once your installation has been completed by your installer. That email will allow you to then create a password and access for the Enphase app. Now, in order to get the app itself, you can download that from Google Play or from the Apple Store or App Store, and you simply just download that to your mobile device. Could be a phone, tablet, iPad, for example. You can also view the system through the Enphase website, going into enphase.com, and you will find that there is a ability to log in to your app on a computer desktop screen as well, with the same information accessible to you. Now on this Enphase app, you'll notice it's got a whole range of information on the screen here in front of us. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk from the top of the screen down, and I'm going to walk you through what the app is really sharing to you. So I guess one of the most important elements here is that you can see on the left, we've got just under the word Enphase, you can see the word normal. So the Enphase system is continuously checking the operation of each of the devices on site to let you know whether the system is operating normally. If your system missing some data or maybe unable to operate for any given reason, there would be a notification, and the color of that tick there would change from maybe a green to a red tick or an orange tick to indicate what the potential issue might be. So for example, if you've lost internet connection, because your app hasn't spoken to your system at your home for a while, it may say, internet has not heard from the system, please check your internet. So the idea of the app is it will help you step your way through system issues. If anything was to occur, it's a good place to identify that on the screen. So you'll see that the system says it's on grid. So this site here is a site that has about 6 kilowatts or 24 solar panels on the installation. It also has 2 of the Enphase IQ batteries. So Enphase systems, because we use one app, it doesn't matter whether you have solar only or solar plus batteries, the app will work for any type of system that you have. As we scroll down the top there, you can see the date, so 7th of May 2024. It tells us the last time the app was updated. So that real-time information is coming through to really give us reassurance about the system performance. Right-hand side, we've got live status. We've also got the temperature feed coming in off the internet as well. If I click on live status, I will now go to live data feed from the installation, and we can see that the system is discharging and is consuming into the home. So the grid power is not being utilized, and all of the battery capacity is being used there to be discharged into the home. This is a grid connected system, and in that system, it'll prioritize the battery for the home load. You will see that there's extra data when you have batteries installed within the app itself. As you look on the screen here, we can see that we've got a charge of the battery at 67%, and we're even getting some great information to tell us and understand how much available energy do I have in the battery to run the house without buying electricity from the grid. So you can see up to 14 hours available based on current electricity usage. And then the app gives us a profile of the type of setting we have in the battery. Now, just quickly click on the cog there next to profile. And this is a very helpful information piece for those of you who have batteries or thinking about it. It gives you information regarding Storm Guard, which is an automatic setting for battery to protect the home from blackout if there is a storm alert in the weather from the Weather Bureau. And then we have the settings below. So self-consumption with the green tick. If I click on the line which says help me select a profile, you notice in the app there's a whole lot of help sections embedded in the app. And I'd recommend that you go inside the app. I can even have the app suggest a type of grid profile for me. So we've added in a lot of user-friendly features for system owners. Now, what I should really pause on is the middle screen here, and you can see in the middle we've got a series of energy wheels, and the middle wheel there says 8.2 kilowatt hours consumed. So this is today's summary. So we can see there we've got 8.2 kilowatt hours of consumption in the home. The solar panels have produced 14.8 kilowatt hours of energy. We've also imported some electricity from the grid. There probably wasn't quite enough electricity at certain times of the day when the loads were running for the battery or the solar panels to cover that, or the batteries might have used up all their power overnight and needed some extra power to cover the energy use in the home. And then we have the battery information, discharged or charged information. Down the bottom of the app, of course, everyone will have this data. You'll get the exported value, which is the amount of excess solar that has been sent to the grid. So if your system is able to be allowed grid export, you may get credits for that excess solar electricity that is exported on a daily basis. So status screen is a great one, really good at-a-glance information. Let's go across to energy now. And this is the next tab to the right on the screen. For many of you, I don't know if any of you have opened up your phone and working on this as I'm talking through this evening. You're more than welcome to open up the app. I'm sure some of you are following along. We're now in the energy page and we've got the date at the top. We can look at any date range that we wish, whether it be week, day, week, month, year, lifetime, or custom. Now, one of the good things about being able to change the length of time frame that we're looking at is that with the custom view, if I go into custom view here, in the screen here, you've got a billing cycle or custom date range. So what you could do is you look at your electricity bill, perhaps look at the time frame on which your electricity bill was read, your previous one, and you could set that custom date range up in your Enphase app. And within the Enphase app, it's going to give you a good comparison of data. So it might be a really useful, helpful tool for you to use there. And that's in the custom setting. Just go back to the day option on the top of the screen. And in the day option, we get similar information to the status page, except now we've got a series of graphs below. And if we go down and hover down here just on the graph line, I put my finger on the screen and now I get data for every 15 minutes throughout the day. You can see at different data points throughout the day, the solar is working more or less than other times of the day. And so what happens is that the data will shift throughout the day according to what's happening on the roof of your building. So if we look at our solar by toggling those, making those toggles on or off, we can now look at the orange of the consumption and the blue for the solar. And we can see in this example that the consumption figure is occurring pretty early in the morning. This is very typical of home usage. So people, if they're out working during the day, will generally be up early with appliances on, and then come home in the evening and consuming power in the evening. There's not much being used throughout the day, as you can see in this example. If you haven't got battery, it's a good example to say, well, all of those, that time I'm using power in the home, where that orange is, you can see on the graph, I've got no solar. So what if I was to use that solar and put that into a battery, and I can use that solar energy and save that up and use it at different times of the day? So putting a battery in on the system, if I turn on the charge and discharge tab, you can see there, we've now got the battery in green showing charge around that in the morning, discharging in the morning when the load is, and then discharging in the evening when that load is occurring. So that reduces the electricity consumption. And at the top of the screen, only 1.3 kilowatt hours of electricity was imported, yet the home consumed 11.5 kilowatt hours of electricity. So that's over 90% saving on energy use by using an Enphase solar system and adding batteries in as well. Now, without batteries, you can maximize the value of your system. When we talk at the end of the webinar about managing your usage, one thing would be to think about is the time of day that you're using your appliances. That's always a very effective way to save electricity costs in the home. Now, what I'm going to do now is jump to the next tab. Of course, there are 4 tabs at the bottom. You should be able to see those on the bottom of the screen. So we're going to go on to Array. And the Array tab is a good one. It's showing each individual solar panel on the installation. So if I zoom up on the screen here, that the colors of the panels are actually slightly different blue. So we try to make a visual reference to understanding higher power output. So the panels with the most numbers there, I can see a 743 watt hours today. That panel has a higher output, so it has a slightly lighter blue than the panel adjacent to it. You can see a dark blue panel here at the bottom of the screen. I can make some assumptions or assessment about, well, what's the cause of that? And in this instance, I know it's shading. So there's a chimney there, and that's shading that particular solar panel on the roof. So this is the value of Enphase, is it gives us that data to be able to identify where the impact of shading is on the roof, and how that might impact some of the panels throughout the day. And you can see there that the panels that are shaded less are getting more solar power, which is fantastic. That's really identifying the true benefit of microinverters and getting that outcome for your solar installation. And again, you can change that data view to month or year. And you can see over time, you can identify which panels have produced the most within your installation. Really interesting data. It's great to review that and have a look at that page. With any system view, you'll always get a summary of the total production, and that's down here in the bottom left corner of the screen. Now in the final tab here, and I just point to the bottom right, is menu. Now I won't show you every detail on this page, but there are a couple of points I wanted to highlight for you. You do have the ability to visually see systems and devices by clicking on the system icon at the top here. And then we've got a whole detail about site details. You can print out reports and you can see devices. If I select devices, I can choose the device I want to investigate. So let's perhaps look at a microinverter. And what you're going to notice in the app itself, you're going to see each microinverter device with its data. And if I click on the little blue line there, it's going to give me the warranty information about each device as well. So there's some fantastic information embedded within the app. And I would recommend exploring the app and building confidence about understanding where to navigate. Now we do have system tutorials. If you know your system, there's a range of topics and videos available to you within the app itself. And so feel free to browse those and explore those as well. Now the main way to get the most out of your Enphase Energy System is of course to put in some energy saving tactics. Now I'd love to hear from you, the Enphase system owners, and if you have any great energy saving tips to share, please add them to the comments field below. As we saw in the app, you can understand energy usage when you see the system is making the most energy. By moving some of your energy usage into the morning and afternoon, when your solar is making the most energy, you can lower the amount that you're using at night. Now using devices like timers, smart switches, delay set functions will help you maximize this value. You could also look at using other automation tools that are built into so many devices these days. Now these will help manage shifting the heavier load appliances like washing machines, dishwashers, hot water heat pumps into the time of day when the sun's shining. This is maximizing the use of your solar system and maximizing the savings. See your 2 energy graphs here. On the left you see a typical energy usage where the people are out during the day and most of their electricity use is at night. And then on the right hand side they've made some smart changes to the energy use. They've switched on their washing machine in the morning before they head to work, and then set up the hot water pump to heat the hot water in the afternoon when the sun is shining before they get home. And here are some more energy management tips for you, and I'm sure you'll find many other tips to suit your needs. Look out for energy efficient appliances. The more stars, the more efficient. Become smarter about using your appliances. Washing your clothes in cold water, for example, saves around 1/5 of the energy that a hot wash does. Or try switching off your appliances, including those power-hungry laptops, at the power point. This saves a lot of energy as well. Try operating your appliances using timers when the sun is shining. Learn more in Home Energy Management Tips video on the Enphase YouTube channel. There are other great videos in this series like downloading the app and even how to read your energy bill. Thank you for attending and watching, and I hope you've gained some valuable insights, and please be sure to check out the other webinars in the series so you can learn more about your Enphase energy systems.